And welcome to ELTP season 6.5. This is week one. Majors when the teams playing our Bunga party versus Celtics to re or not to re. I'm here at 2000 and Jeremy would be Sheldon, but he's not here. So I'm going to be by myself for this one. These are the teams on offense for Berlin's team. It's him and Flick with Dets and Gem supporting him on defense. And then with Celti being we're going to imagine not a captain, he is not playing in majors, and instead it's Mike C and Dusty on offense and the big match and failed on defense. We're just waiting for the game to get started for the next few minutes. Yeah, it's working. You see, during this time, it would be another where I show kind of the different screens, the stats and the standards, but since it's week one, that's all zero, and that's all zero, so it's pretty boring start to the stream, to be honest. Berlin's team will be red for first half here, so just quickly set that up. All he is, fair enough. Stream seems to be loading fine, as far as I can tell. That's an idea. I'm going to close it in that. There, do a stream still on that one. That's good.
Hey, B. Haywood. Flick has asked if you can not come in for a listen in, if that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. As we're not gonna have any listenings from Berlin's team, we could still get some listenings from Celtic's team. That is still a possibility, but they're not in the group yet, so getting a bit ahead of ourselves there. Let's see how the other games so far have gone. I can't check the games that are live. I can tell you the score of the first game today.
Hey, behavior.
Yeah?
I made a listening channel, so when you just do it,
Fancy that.
I think you know how it is.
So actually, we will get some listenings from Celtic's team. Yeah, so the first game of season 6.5 when it was the Bolsheviks versus Unis Bunnies, and the Bunnies won. They won the first game on Pilot 6-3 and the second game on Transilio 7-1. So not the best start for the Bolsheviks, but there's still another 2 weeks in the season for them. It's not over yet. Let's see if any progress been made in the group. Okay, everyone's joined now. So we should be looking pretty good. Look at the line. It looks like only failed and just still missing right now. Once there, we'll be able to get the game underway. So the way it's going to work is we play 2 games against the same opponent in this format. So the first game is going to be 2 halves on Pilot, and then the second game is to be 2 halves on Transilio. Each one is scored differently, so a team could win the first game, lose second game, or any other combination. Actually, it might be you're playing instead of either just you're failed for the first half. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not even sure where he plays. I just need to look that up. I should open up the draft packet just so I know where everyone is. Draw plays offense, and so if he is going to play the first half, he will be placing Dusty. I'm not sure if that is what's happening or if if something else failed, has joined the group though, so, and he has joined. We might be getting underway very shortly. Oh no, Dusty's joined. He's probably going to sub in for Door, and so it will be the lineups as shown, as far as I can tell. John Bay says hype. Yeah. First week of the season's always pretty exciting because literally anything can happen. We don't know who's going to win, who's going to lose attack, who's going to be the dominant team in it. What we do know right now is that Dusty is going to sub in, from what I can tell, because Door has moved to the spectator channel. If you want to see the bots draw, it's empty right now because no games have happened. There's a bit of banter going on in the group chat. I'm not sure if I can get it up on stream, but it's kind of failed. Used to be on a team with Berlin for so long, and now they're facing off next year in week 1. So that'd be pretty interesting. Anyway, we'll see if we're about to get underway. Looks like we should be. Technically we are 10 minutes late, but that happens in the ELTP. Just need to wait for the teams to ready up now. I do want to mention all of these stream layouts were created by Magic Pigeon, so for all shout outs to him. He really has done a great job setting up the layouts for season 6.5. There's also Ron Sponson, who set up a couple of extensions for MLTP that I'm using to do the bot store and the game store. Looks like we are getting underway. If we give it literally a few seconds. Failed Berlin FK Pelestad days, fair enough. I should really keep that chat open, but I may end up just watching the game on my OBS preview so I can keep chat up without flicking back and forth constantly. However, it looks like that everyone is ready. The map will be Pilot to start off with. And the red team in this is going to be Berlin Ball with his Berlinsconi's Bunga Party, which is a brilliant name. I'm not biased to have it on his team, but that is a great name. And then blue team will be Selkies to re or not to re, which is also a pretty good name. Been a lot of good team names in this season. They're not football oriented with the exception of Paris Saint-Germain, so they've tried to be a bit more creative and it's ended up with some very good names, with the exception of number 3 there. There's nothing stopping us from getting started. I don't know what's happened. Okay, we're in the joiner. We're getting into the joiner now. And looks like we will be playing very shortly. I'm just going to have to click over once we get into the game. With that out of the way, for some reason it keeps getting in the way. I should be able to zoom in a bit more here as well.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. So Flit got a tap at mid, Berlin got a roll in for their base, and Bidmac got a roll in at their base as well. So red team definitely the advantage right now, although Berlin doesn't get out with the Tad Pro lead, so that is going to run out. And Bidmat is past 3. Oh, a couple of great sacrifices by the defenders on blue, but it's not quite enough, and Flick to counter attack. But Dusty gets the grab off against Berlin ball. It's not going to be enough though. Berlin gets the return and they cap. Now Jem is coming through with the flag. Mike also has it, but he gets tagged and Jem gets past failed for a second cap. This is moving very fast. That's not what we want in this game. Now both teams have the flag out, both with regrab set up. Berlin's just waiting at the bottom boost, boosted up to top, almost hit the spike there. And both flags returned, but the regrab means they are both still alive. Second round of power-ups here. There's a Tad Pro at mid. All 3 Tad Pros actually. 2 go to blue team, 1 go to red. And both teams are sat right in the opponent's... no, right in their own base with the opponent's flag, so... that could have been quite dangerous if they got the return. Oh, look at that though. Jem tried to play a bit of anti, and he's taking out blue's regrab. That could be big if Berlin gets the return here, but he doesn't, and Mike C gets back onto the flag. Been quite a hectic game so far, to be honest. Only a minute 30 in, there's already been 2 caps. It's interesting to see what's going to happen next. Flick bombs down and hits Berlin to a bomb, which gets the snipe. Wow. Mike's easy to wait in a bottom boost there. Flick gets cornered. Berlin picks up the regrab, and Jem tags. What? Who was it? It was Mike C, wasn't it? Detz is closing down Dusty and gets the returns. Now both flags are reset. Power-ups coming up soon. Juke Juice at mid, which Dusty steals. Detz takes a Tad Pro in red base, and Flick takes a Juke Juice in blue base. Flick looking to boost up to top, and then try to get around, doesn't manage it, and Jem was sat slightly off regrab. I mean, Detz gets the grab for the flag pro, but runs out, and then gets closed down by Bidmat. Berlin. Now, blue don't have the flag right now, so this could be an attack kind of working here, and it looks like nah, he had 3 to beat there. Wasn't gonna happen. Jem's past 1, past 2 now, and he's trying to make some moves. Though she's trying to make some moves, it's probably not gonna happen. Oh, looking at that though. Oh, that was actually really close. That would have been a great cap if he got it. Power-up's coming up soon. Berlin uses that bomb to buy him some time, but it doesn't buy him enough. And just as a rolling bomb spawns as well. So Fail gets the rolling bomb blue base, Bidmat with a rolling bomb in red base, and Mike gets the Juke Juice at mid. That is not very good play by Berlin's team. Conceding all 3 power-ups there, that's not what you want. Fortunately, a lot of them were rolling bombs, so diffused, but that was very nearly a cap because of it. Detz makes a grab and he's out, past 2. Mike C is ahead, and so he can get regrab, although lost, he's trying to dive in, that's not decision. Berlin gets the return, so Mike C has to make his way out. Bidmat getting regrab. Flick and Jem closing down Mike. Detz boosting around. And power up should come in the next 15 seconds as well. Jem gets the solo there on Bidmat. Then Detz tries to wait on Reef for the return, doesn't come. Jem closing down Dusty with Flick. And Berlin Ball wandering off Rhea a little bit to try and get it as well. Probably telling Detz in the channel to kind of not be risky with it because he's advancing off regrab. Anyway, so yeah, the pubs they were all Juke Juices. 2 went to red team, 1 went to blue team. Berlin try to fight Mike off regrab, it looks like. Because Jem gets the solo, but there's a spike from Flick there. Detz is advancing out of base. Fladdy is in red base, so he could cap here. But he gets closed down by Dusty and Bidmat. Jem try to use the bottom boost, but hits it wrong from what I can tell. Bit of bad strategy. Berlin try to use the bomb to assist Jem, although it doesn't seem to have done too much good. Gets returned. Berlin now try to advance out of base. He's past 1 and gets returned. So now both flags are back in base. It's going to be waiting for the power-ups, it looks like. It looks like red is coming first. And it's a Tad Pro which gets picked up by Jem. That is big. The Juke Juice gets picked up by Dusty, and a Tavern gets picked up by Bidmat. That could have went better for red team there. Gemon try to close down Dusty and they manage it. Flick is past 2. He has to get past a Tadpro though. Can't really use the other team to assist. Gets bombed down and he's got all 4 ahead, so he's not gonna get much here. He's got to wait by this time. Now there's a 3 ahead. He's past 2 and the blocks just aren't quite there for him. Big might get to return. That's not be able to block him in the right direction. Berlin just waiting on bottom boost right now. Boosts up and gets just runs straight into failed there. Gem misses a snipe on Big Mac. Flick is advanced round, but failed is closing him down and gets the return. Dex closes down Mike with Gem and gets the return. Oh, that is not very good. I guess Big Mac gets a Tadpole at mid. Failed gets a roll in at blue base. And Flick got the Tadpole at red base. I already said that one, didn't I? It was Big Mac, I think, was the one. Anyway, so Flick grabs the Flag Pro. He's past 1. Well, it was almost past 2, but they got ahead. Okay, now they're advancing to try to get ahead. Failed, boost up and gets returned, soloed by Debts. Just hit a bad boost there. Flick snipes Dusty. That was a nice use of the bomb there. There's only 1 on offense for Reed. Second one arrives, so could see some stuff happen. Although it's likely that it might be a bit of a standstill until the next pup cycle. No, Gem gets out. He's past 2. This could be interesting. Use of those bombs, not probably the best way he gets returned by failed. He had just a bit of time there with it. Gem gets the snipe from bottom boost though. With Berlin picking up a rolling with the flag. This could be big. But failed has a rolling as well and is ahead. Yeah, that was a bit of a lack of defense there. Stop him from getting the cap. And Berlin gets hit into a spike. Flick is blocked by a Tadpole, but the Tadpole runs out just in time, so they're able to avoid what would have been a short cap. There's only 2:20 left in this first half. It really slowed down for the first 9 seconds. Dex makes a clutch last second grab, but can't get away and just gets the cap. It's now 2-1. It's 15 seconds still on that to power ups. It looks like they're already considering kind of waiting for them. It's going to be red base first, then blue base, then mid. Both offense for blue team get returned. And Debts gets a Tadpro. Flick gets a Duke Juice, and then Dusty picks up another Duke Juice at mid. That power cycle did definitely go to Berlin's team, although it was only 2-1. It was the Tadpro that really made the difference there. Not done that much with it. I guess just the Tadpro has been used to close down the base. Flick misses a swipe at the flag there. Mike snipes into the flag but gets returned. GM returns Dusty. And Berlin tries to make a grab but gets blocked out by Flick. There's not been much happening after the first couple of minutes of this game. It's kind of been... Palette can be quite a fast-paced map, but there's not been that many opportunities here. Dusty makes a very nice grab. Oh, that's bombed by Berlin down into the top spike. That is a good play by Berlin. Berlin then grabs the flag and gets returned. They wait for the pups, but Gem had to abandon mid to try and help with the return, but Berlin picks it up. I wonder how he picked up all 3 pups there. 2 Tadpros and a Jute Juice. That is a lethal combination. And it looks like it could be used to cap in the last 30 seconds. The Tadpros have run out just too early and Berlin gets sniped. But Flick, keeping alive the regrab chain, it's not over yet. If they get a return here, it could be a cap. Although failed, but he's going to get regrab. And there's 5 seconds left. It's probably not going to happen, although it's worth going for. And nothing comes of it. That's unfortunate. So, I didn't have the half select set up. That was bad. So yeah, Berlin's team are 2-1 up going into half time of the first game. really interesting half. You get to see kind of how players are performing. Now, this should work on. I hope this works on the group page. That'd be annoying if it didn't.
Hiya.
Hey.
Hi, Green.
What are you doing in here? Noob's just popped into the channel for no reason here. Yeah, so 2-1 after the first half. It's definitely still all to play for. You know, a 1-cap lead is anything but secure. So we hopefully will see some very interesting playtime in the last 5 minutes if one team's behind by only 1 or 2 caps, because that is where teams can kind of start making more risky plays without getting just desperate with it and making like kind of really bad grabs.
Go
and
on,
stuff.
true, mate.
Why is everyone moving into this room? Hey. Literally every single person moved into this room so far. So, Noob moved in. So Noob moved in twice. Then Noob moved Green into the room. And now Sales Twin asked for the stream link. So, that's pretty good.
Fuck you, noob. Go kill yourself.
I'm starting to think staying on Mumble might not have been the best idea. I don't know why. Damn it. So this is game 1, half 2. That in a bit.
3,
That's quality.
2, 1.
So now Berlin's team are blue. I bet it fits that. There we go. I just need to set this stuff up now. There we go. So Flit makes a grab with a Tadpro and doesn't come with anything of it. Flit could take out regrab here. No, Tadpro wins that too soon. Gets knocked into base and Gem not getting the return on Mike's. There was a solo, so it wasn't easy, but this is still kind of quite dangerous for Berlin's team here. Could be an equaliser, but it doesn't like it's going to happen now because they got the return. Both teams now have a solid regrab chain set up by the looks of it. Let's boosts in. Berlin looking for a return on Bidmac. Doesn't happen. Power-up's coming up soon here. Oh, Berlin blocking Flit there. That could have been a cat, possibly. Berlin picking up a roll in for mid, which is immediately diffused. Dusty picking up a Juice in red base. And Dets with the game changer picking up a Tad Pro in blue base. I've deafened myself now, so I don't want to even try and troll the stream anymore. It's just what I need at first stream, and then everyone's just trolling me. Perfect, isn't it? So Burn and Flick are making their way back up to offense here. Burn bombing in, getting straight to the flag, but it immediately returned. Dusty is now on solo after Mike made a grab and didn't make anything of it. Burling bombs from top again. Doesn't make a grab this time. Flick is trying to use top boost, but gets pushed away by Bidmac. Power-up's coming up very soon. Mike winning the Tad Pro in mid. Bidmac taking a Tad Pro at red base, and then a Juice for Dusty in blue base. That was not the best for Berlin's team there. Could have easily tried to turn something worse, but by the looks of things, they waited too long on it. And all the Tad Pros have ran out. Obviously, if you get Tad Pros, it can be very useful, but you have to act fast, because otherwise you're not going to make anything of it. Oh, Might see need to stay alive here. Okay, and he does long enough to fail to get the return. Now we could be on the look for a counter-attack because they've not established Re for blue team, but it's not happened. Be out of a nice snipe there. Failed boosting in. And if the blots are there, which they're not right now, but they could be, no. That could have been the equalising cap for Tui or not Tui there, but it didn't happen. Dusty picking up a Juice, mid-mat over Tadpro, and the third pup must have been a roll-in because it's not here anymore. I wasn't paying attention, I'll be honest. Oh, Tadpro lead from mid-mat, and that turns into a cap. That is 2-all. This game has become interesting now because there's literally nothing in it. That it could be one or two just have big moments that could make this game. Dusty tries to stay alive, doesn't manage it. Might see coming from the top boost, boosting low, gets past Debts, and that. No, Flick had quite nice OD there and managed to get the return. Dusty grabs, keeping the read up chain alive. Gets past Gem, gets past Debts, bombs Gem into a spike and bombs into another cap. That means that red team are right now 1 up. Mike picks up a Juice. Mid-map picks up a Tadpro red base, and then Gem picks up a rolling at blue base. Now, don't I'm kind of biased towards Berlin's team here, I do play for it, but at the same time, I just want to see a really good game of Tadpro here. Gem uses a rolling bomb to clear off regrab, but the return just isn't even close to being there, so he ends up dying for it. Flick at the top boost waiting. If Gem gets the return here, it could have been a cap, but Flick could not get past mid there, so we are just still kind of sitting here waiting for someone to grab now. 5 minutes left in this game. The next man power-ups come in. Berlin grabs early while the rest are distracted. Gets past 2. Is that past 3? I don't know. He's putting a double back for the Tad with a rolling bomb at mid. He does. Who has that? There is also a rolling bomb at red base that Dusty picked up and a Juice. Berlin. Oh wow! That was so close to being a cap. Dusty managed to get the clutch grab there with a rolling bomb for just long enough for the return, and Dusty with a counter attack to bring the red team 2 caps up. This is not a good situation for Berlinsconi here. It could have been all even, and now it's 2 caps behind for them. They're gonna need to make some plays here. I mean, it's not the first time that Berlin has missed caps by kind of very unlucky circumstances. A few kind of milliseconds, a few pixels or whatever. Flick bomb boosting up top, and he's past 3. If Jets and Gem get the return here, because they're playing anti here, does not happen. Jets going back to a read grab, using the bottom boost to try to take a Juice off the flag height. Doesn't happen, and they kiss. But when you try to come back, you don't want to let them get all the pups. That is not there. They got 1 of each there, so they're kind of using that Tadpro on the flag to kill the clock for another 30 seconds. That is going to be very bad for Berlinsconi there. Oh, Gem almost getting the return and then following it up with a bit of support from Debts there. So the blue base is clear. Berlin makes a grab but can't get past failed. Might see now in blue base, Berlin will respawn in. Flick is going to use the top boost to try and get spin. Boost down to the bottom boost. Use that off the back wall to get a grab, but I'm not sure if he's going to get past failed there. He does, he's past 2, and Dusty returns him. Berlin Ball has regrab here. He looks like he's going for the red power-up. It's not going to get it. But the power-ups are a Tadpro for Flick, and then 2 rolling bombs for red team. And that is a cap for Berlinsconi there. That was a nice use of that Tadpro from Flick to get a nice Tadpro lead there. And they're within 1. Gem makes a bad grab there. Flick saving the cap by boosting in, making fail dodge out the way. But Gem should not have made that grab. I mean, I'm not sure what she should have done, but at the same time, it's probably not that. Flick, however, on a counter attack and gets the cap, and now with 2:10 left in the game, it's all square. This is interesting. Might see rushes in and gets the counter though, and now Celtics team are 1 cap up. This is getting really intense near the end here. That was 3 caps in the space of a minute. And the power-ups will only help make this a lot more interesting. Let's see how it goes. 2 rolling bombs for Berlinsconi, but there is a Tad Pro for Turi, so it's probably not going to end well. Gem uses the rolling bomb to get the Tad Pro off the flag, and now she's passed 2. Can she get the cap? No, runs straight into Dusty. Berlin Ball with the regrab. Looks like she could try and boost low. I can't quite tell. There is no one ahead though. Flick managed to get ahead. No, he's boosting high. It's a friendly tap from Flick there. Failed, doesn't get the return. And Berlin tries to get like a nub step just by going straight towards the flag out and hoping they don't have the pixel, but no luck there. And it looked like no Berlin Ball gets regrab there. It could have been another cap there for Celtics team if it hadn't have fallen in the right place. Berlin finally was done by Big Mac. Det's running through. He's passed. Oh, very nice boost by Fail to get the return. There's only 40 seconds left. Flick with the juice. Berlin with a roll-in and Gem with rolling. They're going to have to use these roll-ins wisely because they were cap behind. They're both running out in 10 seconds though. Berlin Ball making a rush. He's got to watch the time on the roll-in. It survives and they get the equalising cap with 25 seconds left and Gem has regrab. This could turn at the very last second. We'll have to see how it. But Gem couldn't get past there. But Berlin with one last shot and failed with one last shot. Both get returned. That's probably going to be game over.
3, 2.
And the first
1.
game of this matchup is a tie, 5-all. Neither team gets the health flag either, so that's obviously the universal tiebreaker. But it was very interesting. That the second half happened like so fast. It was back and forth all the way. Because Berlinsconi started the half 1 up, then fell to 2 behind, then managed to get even again, but then Turi managed to get another cap, and then 25 seconds left in the game. Berlinsconi managed to get a cap to make it even, and it looks like my extension is just not working, which is great. I have to put these manually then. And that's not working either. Okay. That's not what I needed. I'm going to be honest, it's not what I needed. So let's just have to match yourself on that one and see that it was 5-all first game. The second game will be on Transilio, so it's a change of map. Maybe that'll give one team the advantage here. I'll be honest, both teams were pretty evenly matched there. Berlinsconi were leading early on, then lost it and they had to regain it, so both teams played from ahead, both teams played from behind, and they were both performing pretty decently. We'll have to see how the second game goes before we make any kind of serious judgments on how the other 2 weeks are going to go here. It's a shame that it just isn't working though. To remind you, those are the lineups. Berlin Ball and Flick goalie on offense, and Detz and Gem on defense for Berlinsconi, and then for Turi it's Mike and Dusty on offense and Big Mac and Failed on defense. Berlin being the captain of Berlinsconi, and then Celti being the manager of Tui, so he's not playing in majors. I believe he drafted himself, though. Right. Are they getting underway here? No, they're still waiting. I will have to see if Celti did in fact draft himself. Celti did not, and so he is not actually playing in minors this season either. I also don't believe that Loje drafted himself, so it's only Pestis who's being a playing manager here. Group C is pretty interesting. It has two managers in this one. Has both Pestis and Celti. Flick has left the group. Maybe that. No, he's rejoined. I don't know, maybe it gave me time to troubleshoot the bot score, but it looks like it hasn't. So that's unfortunate. Shame we can't override that. Berlin Ball's team is going to stay on blue for this one, and then Celtic team is going to stay on red, so I won't have to change this. Yeah, I want to change that. Oh, I was incorrect. It looks like they are switching. And so I will have to fix that very quickly. There we go. There's the bot score without the wonderful Edition 1 sponsor set up because technical difficulties, that's all I can say. Sheldon not in fact with us because I think he rage quit after his team got swept in the first game, so he's not here to grace us with his presence. Pilot has actually became quite popular in ELTP the past couple of years. It featured in both the Season 5 and the Season 6 final. It was picked in the Season 6 final by Boostin, I believe. Late in the final. I think it was Boostin who thought that Deadman played quite badly on Pilot in week 1, so it could be quite a bad map for Chasey, but what actually happened was Deadman was very rusty, and so when it came to Pilot as the first map, it did not go well. Oh, there's spam in my chat. There's Protana saying go gem, Magic Pigeon spamming some gems. Ashwin with some eyes and then some Santas and some fists. I'm not going to question it. To be honest, I'm just going to go with it. Okay, enjoying the game. Game 2, half 1. That's what the stars do.
3, 2.
So there is a Duke Juice in both bases and a Tadpole at mid. Obviously both teams get their own base, but the Tadpole went to Celti's team. I have to zoom out this map a bit because it seems to have cropped a bit. There we go. And failed makes a grab with the Tadpole, and Gem comes in at the very last second to stop the cap from the gate. Berlin then makes a grab, tries to get out, gets returned by failed. Just seems to be past 1, maybe 2, but Dex gets a return. Dex and Berlin now sat on defense. Flitch making a grab from the bomb and then making his way up. He's past nobody at this point. He's boosted all the way back. Making his way through mid. Bidmap spiked instead of getting a snipe there, so Flit boosts downwards. I think he was looking for the gate, but Berlin couldn't get the button there. Flick using that boost, he's just biding his time waiting. The power-ups are here now. They are all Duke Juices. They're split 2-1 in favour of Berlinsconi. Gets getting a return with Flick there. Gem going through the gate, and if they get a return quickly, it could be a cap. But no, instead failed it for the kiss with Gem, and Big Matt's cornered, as could Berlin. No, Berlin managed to escape, and then that's hit by failed. So both lads back in base. Let's go on Dusty. Mike C in base for Tree, and then Berlin and Flick for Berlinsconi. Dusty makes a grab. Berlin makes a grab. Berlin gets out. Dusty does not. And the Mike C gets a last second grab there. That buys just enough time to save the cap. Power up 200 in the next 10 seconds. So this could be quite interesting, but Flick has the flag, so they can't potentially that fail. Managed to get a return though. Jim does a Tad Pro. Berlin gets a Juice, and then Big Matt gets a Rolling, which is diffused. Berlin actually used it to grab. That was a pretty smart move by Berlin there. Berlin has 3 to beat here. Doubles back. Now he has 4 to beat. This could be bad, but failed boosts away. Now it's only 3 left. Berlin tried to use the corners next to the gate to get something. Anyway, Gem grabs the flag. She gets hit by Big Matt though, so possibly reset here if they can keep Berlin away, but they can't. Berlin uses that the portals very nicely to just hit them straight out of base. Big Matt eventually closes them down, but it gives Flick enough time to get to a re-grab and keep the chain alive. Flick boosts upwards, but can't get it, and then Big Mac pushes Berlin into the boost into a spike, and so that ends up being the end of that. Dusty now out past 2. It looks like everyone's waiting for pups, so to catch him off guard here. There's 2 Juices and a Rolling. Flick gets the Rolling. That could be quite useful on offense. Square balls. Oh, it's just like the poacher ship thing. It makes it like a square. Your Magic Pigeon. Thanks for making these layouts, by the way. They're really cool. Flick gets returned. Dex gets returned. Mike C. Can't make it out. Flick returns him though. And Berlin, if he has the blocks, could cap here. He does have the blocks. Only barely has the blocks, but he does have them. Berlin then gets a return there. And Berlin seems to be doing quite an excellent job on defense right now. Remember, he is actually playing offense in the season like he normally does. So you do find players at this level can play very well at both sides of the field, though. So Dex picks up a rolling bomb. Berlin picks up has a flag pro, but got returned. Could use this to try and inflict a lead, possibly, or maybe Dex with that rolling. But it looks like Dex is going to wait defense because he don't have much time left. Magic Pigeon spamming the gems there. Berlin giving Flick a nice Tapu escort. Managed to shield him from a snipe there. But Flick just runs straight into a spike. I mean, no, straight to a return, sorry. Berlin tried to use the portals to get past Big Mac, and it seems to have worked. Flick almost blocking him. But Berlin still has all 4 to beat her. Flick gets the flag now from regrab. Dusty boosting through the gate, and now it's only Gem to beat, and Gem gets blocked out, and that's the equaliser. 4-3, and now 5 minutes left in the first half. It's 1-1. This game has been incredibly close, to be honest. At first, game 1 half 1 was 2-1. Game 1 half 2 was 4-3, and that made it a tie, and then this is 1-1 here. From the first minute, you expect that Berlinsconi were going to run it here. They had 2 caps in the space of 45 seconds, but a game's 20 minutes and a match is 40 minutes. It just does show. Anyway, this is just kind of regular play while they're waiting for the pup cycle to make it interesting. Dusty manages to get out past 2 boosts through the gate and does not have the block. Berlin manages to get just down and get the grab to save the cap. Might C tries boosting through the gate as well, and Flick has the button. That was... Didn't hear with enough speed, I don't think, so didn't catch him off guard. And that is a reset for Berlinsconi. Gem picks up a roll-in their base. Big Mac has a Duke Juice and so does Flick, so pretty balanced as the roll-in was diffused. Flick managed to get a grab though, past 3, and that's a cap. Well played by Flick there, managed to sneak through the gap. Big Mac using the gate to get out though. Berlin waiting just at the boosts for the regrab to be established, then boosts upwards. Dusty picks up the flag on the regrab, then kisses Berlin ball, so possibility for a reset here for Berlinsconi there. Flick gets returned. Gem gets the regrab, but could very easily get returned here. Yeah, that is a reset. Power ups in about 10 seconds here. And it'll hit mid be first. Dusty gets a grab though first. Flick picks up a Tag Pro at mid. Dex picks up a Tag Pro at red base, and then Burnwell picks up a Juke Juice in bluest. That is deadly. This could be another cap, and it is. Flick picking up with a flag club on regrab. Berlin going up to re-establish re, and Dex is giving Flick a nice lead with a few seconds left. It's not quite enough. Gets returned on try to get the cap there. Big Mac boosting back to try and get Berlin ball. Berlin using the portals to try and evade him, but this time it doesn't work quite as effectively. Big Mac gets the return, but he bides his time and he does manage to save the cap. Dusty, however, does get a cap there, boosting straight through the gate. That not much needs to be done there. Power ups again in 10 seconds. I get red blurs sometimes grab blue blurs. Is that a comment on my quality or on your quality? I don't know. Flick boost through the gate. If Dex had hit that sniper, it would have been a cap. Power ups. Might see gets a rolling regrab there. Picks up the flag. Berlin also had a rolling regrab and then failed drop the Tad Pro, which he is using to escort Mike. Might see Berlin get hit there, and then Dusty has to try and evade. Does get through the gate. Gets some regrab, so he can't cap there, and Gem gets the snipe. Well played. Gem going up to meet fail, doesn't quite get the return, but now team up with Berlin Ball to try and close down. Gem gets the return. Might see try to use the boost out of red base. Lusty's done a boost downwards, no boost sideways to get the kiss with Flick. Up's coming up. Dex decides to wait for it. No, he doesn't have the time, and that means that Dusty picks up a Tag Pro. Meanwhile, it's the end of the power up, so all the times are done. Same way they'd went. So Berlin's Juke Juice ran out. Gem try to have one last shot at the grab. Gets returned by Dusty before the Tag runs out. Might see getting closed down by Dex. Gets around, and Flick is the only man there, but Gem managed to sneak around and get a return. 5 seconds left. It's probably not going to happen.
3,
Although Dusty
2,
giving it a damn
1.
good shot. Oh, and it's very close to a cap. There's probably like some form of actual optical illusion around the poker chip spin, making it look like a square. I mean, it's not. It's quite obviously not a square when you look at it, but it does look a bit squared off. I'll see if the extension's working now. Hope it is, because I had it working before and it was working great. None of it is saving. That's weird. So that was 2, 1, 3, 4, and that was 3, 2, I believe. If I was wrong about what score that one was, please do correct me, because that is embarrassing. I mean, I would run it at 720p, but my computer can't quite handle streaming at that resolution. I'm looking to get it improved for Season 7 at the very latest, but for now it's going to have to do at 480. I forgot how ruthless community can be. So there's the bot stores. I think, if it wasn't 3-2, just please tell me that I'm an idiot. But as far as I can tell, it was 3-2. That was the end of the first half of Game 2. Game 1 was a tie at 5-all. Game 2 currently, Berlinsconi's Bunga Party are leading 3-2 against 2 or not 2. But there's still 10 minutes left in the game. And so, it's still all to play for. Oh, they've switched. I better switch that on before those disappear. And then I will quickly set that up so it's working. Okay. Setting up Tantillo is annoying because you have to zoom out as well, because otherwise you are cutting off part of the screen.
Three, two,
So
one.
the Duke Juice either base and a rolling at mid. A lot less interesting than a tag pros at mid for the first half. I'll set the offset quickly. Okay, there we go. Dusty making a grab there. Wait, no, the offset was the other way around, wasn't it? I forgot they switched sides. There we go. Okay. Flick making a grab there, but gets returned by failed. Might see try to get around. Making a grab. And managed to get out of base. Boosting through the gate. Just it was Dusty, so could possibly be reset for Berlinsconi if they fall. Right. Berlin trying for a snipe there with the bomb, but it doesn't happen. Gem gets a return. Berlin switches with Death on Riaz. Death picks up a Duke Juice. Gem picks up a Tad Pro, and Dusty picks up another Duke Juice. So that Tad Pro could have been very useful, but couldn't quite use it in time. Berlin just waiting at the boost there. And there's a kiss there. Dusty picks up the flag both. Oh, Gem knocking flag carrier straight into a gate, which is then hit by the enemy. That was not a great play by her there. Flick tried to get some form of cap there, but the return wasn't on. Berlin Bull just sitting on regrab, getting a return there. That's coming down to meet Dusty. I'm actually going to check whether it was. I think it was. If it's not, it wasn't 3-2, I need to fix it. Like just waiting at the end of the base and gets quite closed down pretty fast there. Berlinsconi with no regrab there. Although Flick gets a return. Gem misses a swipe at the flag there. and if they get the return, it was a cap, so they have no regrab set up. Luckily, Flick managed to get on regrab and also get a return. Then Berlin takes a kiss, which means Berlinsconi have a reset. That was risky play that seemed to have paid off. I might see getting a snipe on Flick there. Gem picked up the flag and not getting it, so there's a Tad Pro on each side and then a juice for Dusty on 3. So Dets with a snipe there on Dusty. I was for sure that was going to be a cap there. And then Dets picking up. That is a cap for Bunga there. I mean, I just don't even know what happened then. That was a great snipe by Dets there. End to end to get a cap there. That was a good play. Flick with a grab, as has failed. Flick managed to get out. So just failed. Burn Ball has the flag right now. Okay. Oh god, I didn't hear myself. Okay, so failed, just has the flag there. The Tad Pros were not used well there, so no cap. Burn Ball just sat there. I don't know if he's AFK or what, but no, he's not AFK. Doesn't get the cap there, unfortunately. Flick shooting around Big Mac. Might see around and Berlin getting a return. I don't really know what to say here. It's been quite. Flick could get a cap here if the blocks are there. There's 2 in base. There's 2 defenders. That could add up, but no, gets the return there. Big Mac gets a grab. Berlin gets a return there. Gem is still waiting at their base, boosts down and boosts into a spike. And might see could get a cap here to bring it back. It does. Dusty has the regrab chain. Berlin tries to make a grab, doesn't manage it. Dusty gets around Gem. There's 2 to beat here, but there's only 1 blocker in base right now. Berlin gets a grab on. Gets shut down though, but Gem is trying for a solo. Doesn't manage it, but Flit is sat in the right position there. Then Mike C gets a grab. This could still go the other way. Flick gets a grab, the power up there. Looks like it's all 3, like 1 of each for Celti's team, but failed getting a return as well. There's only 17 left on that Tad Pro, so probably not be that useful. Dusty gets out. If Big Mac can use this to kill Flick, then it could be a cap, but it doesn't quite manage the snipe. 3:20 left, it's only 1 difference. Very close game so far. Throughout both games, it's been close, and so both lads still in base, just the 202D classic formula. Ball of a grab, doesn't manage anything. Also, Dusty with a flat grab, doesn't manage anything. Berlin Ball boosting in. Dusty waiting around mid to try and get the mid power up. Looking a bit uncontested. And it's a Duke Juice. Failed also getting a Duke Juice in red base and then Gem getting a Duke Juice in blue base. It surprised me how that they managed to get mid there uncontested, but I guess that happens sometimes. Like people feel like too preoccupied to actually defending or attacking, and then they don't have time to go for the pub. Might see gets a grab off, as does Berlin. Might see quite far out, but he's getting closed down by Dets and manages it. Berlin Ball meanwhile is still sat away in base. Gets the double return to get a reset. Not exactly a reset. Berlin Ball boosting through the gate and then gets a cap. That was set up just as much by Dets as it was by Berlin there, because Dets managed to get the base clear, which made it very easy for Berlin to just waltz in and get a cap. Might see this grab, but Dets blocking Dusty, who blocks. Might see who Dets get the return. That was complicated. So 2-cap lead for Berlinsconi with a minute 40 left. This game is probably going to go to them, and so it's going to be a win and a draw for Berlinsconi and a loss and a draw for Tui or not Tui. Flick could get a cap here, and Berlin gets the gate, and so it is 6-3. Those two Tad pros, you just can't defend against them really. If a team has two Tad pros, then it's a very high chance for cap there. Dusty, almost like team locking, might see there. I'm not sure if it kind of helped in any way, but it certainly didn't look like it did. Might see, looking for a grab. Gets one. Gets returned by Dets. Meanwhile, both lads are now still in base, but there's only one offender on 2 or not 2. Might see gets a grab. Well, Leo just by blocking Dusty, gets out. Power ups are now. Gem gets a juice. Big Mike gets a roll in. Oh, not managed to get a cap from Mike see there, and Berlin getting a return. Gem also not managed to get out, but at this point I think that it is all over. There's only 30 seconds left and it's a 3-cap lead. They had to try something near the end when they were down, and all it did was widen the gap. Could still be one more cap though. Berlin Ball playing some solid OD to stop that right in its tracks. Jim turn on Dusty, and now both teams are probably just playing for a kept flag.
3, 2,
Might see lucky to
1.
get one. Berlin Ball does not. So that is how that game went. The second half there was 3-1. Yeah, that's what it was. I'll have to sort that out afterwards, because for some reason the extension didn't work, but I'm not complaining. The stream could have went worse. There was also people barging into the channel for some reason, but and that one went 3, 2, 3, 1. Well, that's one way around. Don't know why that happened. Oh, come on, stop lagging. Oh, the extension is properly broken, isn't it? To put us the other way around, I guess. That is not how it ended. I do just want to mention that. You know what? That'll fix it. That was the final results of that game. The first game on Pilot went 5-all after the lead changed back and forth quite a few times. Why is that saying 13? Jesus Christ. Anyway. If this had actually worked, I'd be able to talk about the second game, but for that to talk about the first game, it was 2-1 in the first half. Berlinsconi getting 2 caps in the space of the first 45 seconds, then he was about halfway through. The lead changed quite a couple of times during the second half, with Tui getting 3 consecutive caps to get 1 up, and then an equaliser. No, to get 2 up, and then Berlinsconi equalising, and yeah, I think it's just crashed. Give me a sec. I have to do it like this, won't I? It's upside down as well, because of course it is. Absolute top stream quality, isn't it? Could have got worse. Yeah, second half, Bunga kind of did take control. Oh, that's fit now. Okay, you can just leave. And then put you back there. Either way, that is how it ended. And that is the end of this stream. So thanks everyone for watching. This has been ELTP Season 6.5 Week 1 between Berlinsconi Bunga Party and To Re or Not To Re. I will see you next week for more.